Right, so I just posted grades last night on SAS and I wanted to explain how the grades in science work. So first off, I don't want anyone to panic. There's only 2 grades in the grade book right now and they're both 4-point grades. So if your grade is low, that doesn't mean it's always going to be low. I'm going to talk to you about some ways to make sure that it gets where you want it to be when I'm talking about these things. So first off, I kind of want to explain the grading system. So most of our standards are graded on a 4-point scale. If we're doing something that's multiple standards, like a project or a test, it's going to be worth more because it's based on each of the standards that we're testing or assessing. We highly encourage that you retake, redo. We leave feedback on all the things that we grade. Or we try to leave feedback on all the things that we grade. So that you can improve. So read that feedback, and I'll show you where to find that towards the end of the video, and fix and resubmit what grades you don't like. We want you to learn from those things. That's so much more powerful than just moving on from the grade that you have. So please take advantage of that opportunity to resubmit and redo, because we learn so much more from fixing our mistakes than just going along with them. So a 1 would be we have some major errors. We only sort of kind of understand what was expected or understand the concept. 2 is major errors, and there's some simple things that you understand, but you don't really understand the big picture. 3 is we get it. We don't have mastery of it over yet. We can teach it to anyone, but we get the basics of it. There aren't any major errors or anything missing. 4 is you've got it all. You understand it. You could probably teach it to someone else in layman's terms, and possibly you may have made connections to your own life about it, because that's a really important concept in science, is to break it down enough where you can relate it to something you're familiar with. In SIS, you're going to see the name of the assignment right here. So if you hover over that in SIS, it would give you the whole name of it and the points that it's out of. So there's 2 assignments in there right now, like I said. 2 4-point assignments that we've done. The other ones that we did before this were get to know you activities and getting familiar with apps. So they were more practice. So we didn't assess those because they're not in our standards, but they were an important tool for us to use in things later. So we used it as practice. So we've got our using feedback to improve design ideas and our design thinking proposal, both of which I gave feedback on. So you can see there's several ways this is going to look in SIS. So this is the score that this person got out of 4. And then if it says exempt, it usually means that it hasn't been turned in yet. I don't grade anything that hasn't been turned. I don't give zeros for people who didn't turn things in. I am looking for assessing you where you're at. But if it's exempt, it means it's missing. And that's going to hurt your grade in regards to if you only have 1 assignment in and you got a 1 out of 4 out of it, you have a 25%, which is not a grade I think most of us want. So you're going to see exempt means it's not turned in. A 0 means that you didn't understand any of it, even if you did turn it in. But I usually give 1s for basic understanding. In Canvas, it looks a little bit different. So again, the name is at the top along with how many points it's worth. If it's blue, it means that it was turned in late. And that could also mean a resubmission, so don't panic that. I don't take off for any late grades. It's just for us to know whether or not it was turned in on time. If there's this hash mark here, it means that it hasn't been turned in yet. If there is a piece of paper there, it means you turned it in, but it hasn't been graded yet. When you go to grades on Canvas, there are lots of places for you to click. So if you turn in an assignment and it is graded, it is going to have a score here. It just has a T because this is a test student, so there's really no score that was given. But if you click on the assignment, you will go to the assignment that you went to, and then on the right-hand side, there will be feedback. There are several ways that you're going to see feedback from us in science. You're going to see it possibly as a video, just depends on if it's easier for us to say it than it is to write it. There may be a comment, or we may attach something, some sort of upload that we've written on to give you feedback, like a rubric or something of that nature. So this is where you're going to look for feedback when you click on the assignment. It's going to be on the right-hand side. So this one is a media comment. So it was a video of feedback that I gave. If you want to resubmit something, so you'd click on the assignment in grades or in the module, and then you click on resubmit, that button right there. It's going to take you to this screen, which is going to have the expectations for the assignment. If you went back, there would have been feedback here that tell you why and what you need to fix. This would explain what the assignment is. So for this one in particular, it was a rubric that I've attached that we made together with the science department. Or sometimes it's up here. There's always going to be a description of the assignment. So if you ever need to know what was expected of the assignment, it's always up here when you hit submit. Okay, it's like I said, it's either going to be a rubric that's attached or it's going to be a verbal description. So using feedback to improve design ideas, the expectation for this was, after getting feedback from our peers on our design solutions, we need to make some changes to improve our final solution for its final draft. Below, describe what changes you made and why you made them to improve your solution. What about these changes will make your solution better? So this should have been a description of what change did you make, why did you make it, how does it make it better? Whether you did that as a video entry or you did it as a text entry where you wrote it out, it needs to be that clear. We talk about these things in science, but I also put them on the assignment because I know that not all of us are audio learners. And even though I have it while I'm teaching, I also make sure that you have it every single time you turn it in. So don't ignore this. Make sure you check it before you submit it because I am going based on this description and that's how I'm grading it as well. So I'm expecting it to follow these requirements. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. It is not too late to resubmit anything or try things again. And remember, our big assignment, our big design idea is due this week. So you have today to work on it and finish it. We had last Thursday and Friday when you were in science class, but we also have today, Monday. And you also know that it's due for your class. First hour is due tomorrow by 9 a.m. Submitted on Canvas. It's 22 points and the rubric is up there. And second and fourth hour are due on Wednesday by 9 a.m.